Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today what we are going to be going over is my general predictions for the 2022 Senate map. So as of this current moment, 538 has the Democrats with a slightly favored chance of winning the Senate. So the Democrats have about a 67% chance of winning the Senate within their simulations. And I think it is pretty good to say that the Democrats are likely favored at this point. So yeah, we're just going to go into the individual races, and I'm going to kind of give you my justifications for the ones especially that are close. So North Dakota, South Dakota safe, Idaho, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma's regular election along with their special, Kansas's regular election as well, Alabama's going to be safe, so is South Carolina. I believe that's all of the safe races at this point for the Republicans. And then for the Democrats, this is going to include California, Oregon, Washington. I know some people believe that Washington could get competitive. At this very moment, the way that I do my justifications or the way I do my margins is anything less than 15 points would be considered likely. Anything less than 5 points would be considered lean. And then anything less than like 1 or 2 points would be tilt. So at this point, Washington, I'll need to see some more polling or some better fundraising for the Republican candidate, which I believe is Smiley there. Furthermore, New York is going to be safe. I think Schumer is going to dominate upstate again. Vermont is going to be safe, along with Connecticut. Maryland's going to be safe as well. Hawaii is going to be safe. Yes, I believe this is all in Illinois. Illinois is really teetering on that 15-point margin, but I do think that Tammy Duckworth is going to probably perform over 15 points, probably still under 20 points. So I can see it around that range. Alrighty, so now we're going to get into our more competitive races. So up here in the Northeast, where I'm going to just make my way across the nation, I'm going to say that New Hampshire is a likely state. Maggie Hassan has a very strong profile in the state of New Hampshire, and Don Bolduc, he's just not going to win, in my opinion. He just doesn't have the necessary amount of support in order to actually win a state like New Hampshire. Next up, I think, is going to be Pennsylvania. I'm going to have this as a lean state. I do not think that the polling showing Fetterman up by ridiculous margins is going to be true. I do think that Oz is going to perform a little bit better in the suburbs. However, everything else, especially in the rural areas, are going to go towards John Fetterman in the end. Ohio, I'm going to characterize this one as a lean Republican race. I would say it's teetering on a likely Republican race, though. Generally thinking, Tim Ryan has been doing very well. Polling here has been very tight, but I do think that it does have a very Republican lean, and that's going to be, in the end of the day, what's going to decide this race. Same thing in the state of North Carolina. I think Sherry Beasley has been running a pretty good campaign. Nothing super phenomenal. However, this is a Republican state. Democrats don't seem to really be energized about this race. So I'm just going to say it as lean. Next up is going to be the state of Georgia. I'm going to say that this is going to be a lean Democratic race. With all the things coming out about Herschel Walker and with Reverend Raphael Warnock outperforming Ossoff in the elections, the runoff elections last time around, I think that he is definitely the stronger candidate. And while Georgia is probably going to be close, I can see this nearing a tilt margin. I still think Warnock is going to be able to edge this out. Florida, typically swing state. I'm going to leave this as a likely state for now. It could go under 5 points. I think that's a genuine possibility, especially if Miami-Dade, goes back and reverses back to the Democrats in a pretty substantial way. I don't think they're going to get Hillary Clinton margins back there, but something of that sort. Marco Rubio is very popular. Miami-Dade is kind of his county. It's the only county that he won in the 2016 presidential primary in his home state, which is kind of embarrassing, but I do think he's going to win it by over 5 points. Next up is going to be the state of Wisconsin. I think that this is going to be a lean state teetering on a tilt state. Ron Johnson, strong incumbent. Mandela Barnes running a very good campaign. However, I just don't see him winning. Next up is going to be the state of Iowa. Iowa, likely state, teetering on a safe state. It's not competitive. It's just Chuck Grassley probably is not going to win by a solid margin like he normally does. Next up, Colorado. Again, Michael Bennet, strong incumbent. John O'Day, not really seen as a very strong Republican challenger. But yeah, after that, it's going to be the state of Utah. Evan McMullen, strong challenger. The Democrats have really been doing a weird play for this one. But in the end, I think it's still going to pretty substantially go to Mike Lee. Yeah. Next up is the state of Arizona. Again, Blake Masters not running a good campaign. I think incumbency is again going to advantage Mark Kelly out of this one. Very popular in the state of Arizona. Kind of interesting to see ticket splitting, though, within the gubernatorial side as well, though. The state of Nevada, I think this one is a really strange race. However, just because of incumbency, I'm going to lean it more towards Catherine Cortez Masto. Republicans have been leading quite substantially in polling. However, I do think it's going to narrow up as we get closer to the final election, and Masto is probably going to very, very narrowly hold on. Especially with the expansion of mail-in voting, I just don't see this currently going to the Republicans. And in the state of Alaska, just going to leave this as a likely state, with two Republicans. I think it's either 2 or 3 Republicans in the final 4. That's definitely going to split the vote heavily. But I think Lisa Murkowski is likely going to win at the end of the day. Kelly Tshibaka, not really as supported as she once was, but, I think this is definitely going to be a race that not too many people are going to talk about. It's just kind of been already decided, but the Democrat could potentially make a play for it, just like Mary Peltola did. So yeah, this is my general Senate map. This would see a +1 Democratic gain. They would gain the state of Pennsylvania and hold on to the rest of their states. I do think that Nevada, along with Georgia, could potentially go back into the Republican column as we go towards November. But as of this moment, this is my current prediction. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.